Welcome to this PickAPile reading. The options are love, dream, or sacred spirit. You can pick the pile for your reading based on the images and the names, or you can watch all of them and then decide which one resonates more with you, or just read two, or watch two. So these are the three topics: love, dream, and sacred spirit. And then for each of the readings, I'm also going to use the Magical Times deck and the Fortune Oracle by Sharina Starr. The PickAPile readings are evergreen. That means it doesn't matter when you watch them or when I record them. They will find you when you need them. And when you rewatch it, you might pick a different pile. And the purpose of the PickACard readings, and any readings really, is to give you hope and encouragement for the future. So we're starting with Goddess Love, pile 1. Oh, and I'll put the timestamps, so if you want to jump ahead to pile 3, you can do that. Pile 1, Goddess Love. What does Goddess Love have to say to you this week? We're going to start with past, present, and future. Enlightenment, let the goddess light fill you. And so if you have not been feeling sort of spiritually aware or aware of love, spirit and love are interchangeable. So is God, all interchangeable, doesn't matter what God you believe in. Even if you haven't been aware in the past, God has been with you and tried to fill you with love. Present, sanctuary, connect to your inner strength. So sometimes you have to be your own sanctuary, your own soft place to fall. You might be having a time of conflict, and remember to go inward and rely on love and take care of yourself. And this one for the future, it says calmness, let things settle. So there's going to be calm after the storm. What else does Goddess Love have to say for you? Goddess Love. Goddess Love. Journey. Remember that life is a journey, and it is a sacred gift. So if you're feeling exhausted, take the time you need to rest. And each phase of life might bring different opportunities and different challenges, and that's okay. That's all part of the journey. All part of the journey. Safety. You are held. So this one really comes back to the first one when I was talking about love of God, love from God, love from spirit, love from angels, love from ancestors, people who have passed away. So just to know that you are held in the arms of spiritual beings that love you, and keep you safe. Let's see what else. Dedication. So some of you might be facing some challenges right now, but it says your challenges will reap rewards. And so continue to be dedicated. And this is also my card of, if you're dedicated to another person with a pure kind of love, that this other person reaps the rewards of your pure love. So that's often can be friends, it can be family, can often be a child or a grandchild. The time that you've put into them, if you're concerned about their future, know that your dedication to them will pay off, and what they've learned from you will stay with them through their lives. Shelter. You are cherished. You are cherished. So remember that you can always return to nature. Even if you can't get outside, just watch nature programs, and that will help you reinvigorate yourself. And remember always that you are cherished. You're cherished by people, even when it doesn't feel like it, and you are cherished by spirits, souls, angels, spirit animals. Let's see, what else? What else does Goddess Love have to say? Rest. Be still and listen. So there is an abundant harvest coming for you, but it's important to be balanced and to have some rest in your life. And if you don't see that harvest right now, it might be because, see that she's got little autumn leaves in her hair. It might be a sort of a more barren time. As with any harvest, there's always the time between the harvests. And so if you're struggling financially, or you're feeling that things are not quite working out for you, it might be a time for you to renew your strength, maybe re-strategize, listen to your body. Radiance. Rejoice in your life. It's always important to appreciate where you are before on your way to where you're going. And I know a lot of people say you should see the joy, or thank life for its challenges. No, that puts too much pressure on people. I mean, I've had children in hospital before, gravely ill, and I would never have said, oh, how can I find the joy in this moment of being in the hospital? There was no joy. It was just, at that moment, life was just too hard and too difficult, and I didn't know how it was going to work out. So people, when they say that, they just, yeah. And you should be grateful for your challenges. No, I'm not grateful. I wasn't grateful that my child was in hospital. Well, I mean, I was grateful that he got medical care, but I wasn't grateful for the ailment. And some people say that, you need to be grateful, because if he's got a disability, it means that it's going to teach you something in life. When you have that mindset, it kind of puts pressure on you when you don't feel grateful. So what I like to say is more about appreciate. I like the word appreciate, because I could appreciate that he was in the hospital getting good care. I could appreciate that the nurses were so fantastic. I could appreciate that medication helped take away his pain. That's very different kind of energy and feel to it. So if you're feeling like things are tough, think of that word appreciate. Self-discovery, dive deep. Yeah, there might be challenges going on that you might have to dive deep and do a bit of self-discovery. Just see just how strong a person you are. All right. Goddess love this week. Proposal. That's a very good card. Does not necessarily mean marriage proposal, but it's a very good positive energy. And it also lets you know that you're not alone. All those spots, those bright lights, those are spirits walking alongside you. And it says a romantic or business opportunity is indicated. It could also be an opportunity for healing. For those of you that are suffering from ailments. It could also be an opportunity to change direction in life, to come out of a difficult or bad situation. What else? Goddess love. Judgment. Don't judge yourself too harshly. You did the best you could. You did the best you knew at the time, and when you know better, you do better. Soul searching will bring inner peace to many areas of your life. Whoa, and that one just jumped out. Cracker, it says. And this is exuberant energy. Positive energy surrounds you. Love, joy, and good fortune await. So that's excellent news. I'm just looking for a other card. And here we go. Here is the magical cards, the magical fortunes for you for the upcoming week. Prosperity. Ooh, that's nice. Focus on the positive, and more good things will come. Give thanks for blessings, and they will multiply. Prosperity begins in the mind. And I'll turn it sideways like that in case you want to screenshot that. Prosperity begins in the mind. Sending you love and blessings. Feel free to go ahead and watch the other two readings if you would like to. Before I get on to the next reading, just please remember to like if you do and subscribe if you haven't. Welcome to pile 2. Please let me know in the comments if any of these readings help you. Pile 2 is the Goddess Dream Oracle. Goddess Dream. What did the dream have to say to you? Dream. Let's do a quick past, present, and future. Dream. Inspiration. Begin right now. So that was in your past. something that you began in your past is coming to fruition. Insight. Be open to insight from past events. Oh, awareness. Look beyond what you see, and that's the future. That's future you. That's a path of growth. That's very encouraging. Very encouraging. If you get any meaningful messages from this PickACard reading, please let me know in the comments, and let me know which pile you picked. Your path. Isn't that interesting? There's your path in your future, and here's your path. And it says, have the courage to follow your path. So this might be, you might have a sort of a unique talent or skill, or you might have come up with a new idea, or you might just be walking a different way from other people. In other words, what I'm talking about is, sorry, I'm just distracted. I need to cover the boobies. Apparently YouTube doesn't like that. You might go about things in a different way. So for example, I'm a lawyer, but I'm doing a YouTube channel with oracle card readings, and I've had a lot of insults from people saying, oh, well, if you're a lawyer, why are you doing oracle card readings? That's not what they're supposed to do. You're supposed to be logical. So that is an example to show of somebody who is not doing what is expected of them. So you might have a path that's an unusual path, and be confident in what brings you peace and what brings you satisfaction. I know a lot of people say, oh, follow your joy. For me, sometimes not everything in my work, so I'm talking about being a lawyer now, not everything in my work brings me joy, but it brings me a lot of satisfaction. So following peace and satisfaction is usually a good way to make decisions. Courage. You might have to, again, have courage because your path might be somewhat unusual. Free spirit. Again, you're a free spirit. Interesting. Be your own person. Wow. If you've been feeling constrained by a job or a relationship or whatever it is, you've been feeling constrained, this message is very, very clearly saying you've got your own path to live. Be a free spirit. Obviously not to the exclusion of other people, not in a way that is going to hurt other people or harm other people. But if you're following your intuition and you're bringing your gifts into the world, and even if you don't know what your gifts are, just try a few different things. This is not my first YouTube channel. Okay, I've had several YouTube channels, and some of them didn't work out, and that was okay, because I knew I wanted to be on YouTube, and I just wasn't exactly sure what direction to go on. And to be honest, I resisted doing the card channel for a long time. So if you have an idea and it keeps coming back and it keeps coming back to you, there's a reason for that. And the world is your oyster when you follow your dreams. And this one came out, and it might not even be a dream so much as just, it's kind of like an itch that you have to scratch. It keeps bubbling up. And here, direction. Where are you headed? Goodness. This reading is really about being a free spirit, looking where you want to go. And as much with that, it's as much about where do you not want to be headed. So sometimes we need to know what we don't want before we can know what we do want. So take that if it resonates. Abundance. Yeah, you've got, count your blessings. So appreciate where you are now on the journey to where you headed. And I always say that people say you should be grateful, have gratitude. Well, no, we're not always in a situation where we can be grateful. For example, if we have an illness or we've lost a job or a relationship broken up, people say, oh, be grateful because it's going to teach you something about life. Well, no, that's just going to make you feel bad and guilty for not feeling grateful. The word I prefer to use is appreciation. Appreciate. So if you have a bad breakup, appreciate that you've got people around you who can support you, or appreciate that you have a car that you can get in that takes you to work, or appreciate that you live in a place where you can work from home, or you can get into public transport. So it's a very different kind of energy. So abundance is waiting for you, but you need to be a free spirit, be your own person, follow your intuition, follow your direction. Oh, and this is what will tell you when you're on the right track. When you're on the right track is because you will have that inner serenity, that inner calm. But just because you're peaceful doesn't mean that you're a pushover. Okay, so it also says you need to know your own strength. So if people are pushing back on an idea that you have or a direction you want to take your life in, and sometimes people don't support you, you need to find people who will support you. And that's not to say that we should do every single little thing that we feel like doing and then not meet our responsibilities. No, we still have to meet our responsibilities, but is there a way that you can change direction, make better use of your strengths, be more calm and serene? And sometimes when we change direction in life, sorry, I just got distracted because the angel card came up. Sometimes when we change direction in life, it's scary, but remember, you've got the strength to do it. But we also have to be sensible. So I wouldn't say just give up your job and go and be a YouTuber, for example. You would need to build up the channel to a stage where it could support you. Or as an artist, for example, don't just give up your job and become an artist. You would need to do the two things together until that art could sustain you. Your angels are guiding and protecting you on your spiritual journey. So that's good to know. Whoa, Chariot. This is very much about movement, path, get going, get off your behind and do stuff. Charge ahead with confidence, stay strong and focused. So it's all very good making vision boards and planning and working out where you want to be headed, but you've got to take some action. You really have to take action. Otherwise, none of the planning or dreaming or desires are going to get you anywhere. Luck. You are right to be strong and optimistic about the opportunities ahead. So yeah, just give it a go, just try. And look, not every path is going to be successful, and that's how you sort of work out which direction to go in. It's kind of like you've got an inner GPS. If you start going down the wrong path, you can self-correct. So don't feel afraid of getting it wrong. The only wasted opportunity is a missed opportunity. So if you don't try, then you will definitely not succeed. But if you try something and it doesn't really work out, that's okay. You can tick that off your list and say, well, that job or that relationship wasn't right for me. I'm going to try something different. But then again, don't be so fleeting that you only give it a hot minute, you know. Just you need to give it a good effort and amount of time. So, for example, with these PickACard readings, this is something new I'm doing on my channel. I've decided that I'm going to do these until Christmas before I decide whether or not they are worth doing for the channel. I had a bit of a disappointing response to the first lot that I did. So I'm not going to let that deter me and say, well, I'm not going to do them anymore. But what I'm doing is I'm giving myself a plan and an action goal. So the action goal is for me to do these readings every week until Christmas. So I can be proud of myself and satisfied of myself for reaching that action goal, for taking that action. Even if it doesn't get the response from viewers that I'm hoping, I will still feel like I've made a success. And then at that time, I can decide whether or not to keep doing them. So that's an example for you that you can apply to your own life. What is it that you can keep doing for a certain amount of time? Give yourself a plan of what steps you're going to make to try and be successful in whatever area it is that you're thinking about. And then at least be satisfied that you've taken the action. And if the outcome doesn't work, you know, you've applied for a job and you've done your best and the outcome, you didn't get the job, that doesn't matter. You take the satisfaction from the fact that you applied for the job and maybe even got an interview. Rebirth. Interesting. Wow. No matter what happens, you can find new wings, rise from the past, accept the positivity of change that is coming. Wow, wow, wow. This is all about not necessarily changing direction, but charging ahead. It's being confident in yourself to follow your own path, to be the free spirit that you are. Wow. Good luck with it. Let me know how you go. Let me know how you go. This is a very exciting read. Feel free to join me on the third read. Please like if you do and subscribe if you haven't. It really helps out the channel. And I will see you in the next read. The next one is the Sacred Spirit. Welcome to reading number 3, which is the Sacred Spirit reading. I'm going to do past, present, and future, and then we'll pull some more cards. As with all readings, take what resonates with you. Anything that doesn't resonate, just leave behind. If you watch this reading and it doesn't resonate with you, go ahead and watch one of the other PickACards on this video. So the past says channel your knowledge, critical judgment, and so that's about bringing together your knowledge. When it says critical judgment, that means knowing how to interpret certain situations. It's not about being critical or judgmental. And so in the past, that might be something that you might have had to do. Present, ooh, dark night of the soul. Some of you might be going through some difficult times, and life brings new meaning is what it says. And future, shield your energy. Look beneath the surface. And so frog is often a prosperity card. So I'm getting there, prosperity in the future, but just be a bit cautious. Be a bit cautious. Okay, let's see what else. Give us more cards. Tell us more. Sacred Spirit cards. Tell us more about this reading for pile number 3. Cosmic ancestors. Voice your concerns, it says. So this is about acknowledging when you have this dark night of the soul, when you have dark feelings, when you have difficult times, when things don't quite go your way, when you have struggles, when you have challenges. Talk, this says, to the ancestors, but whatever spirit entities you find or you resonate with. So it could be angels, it could be God, any God, it could be love, it could be the universe. So acknowledge your hurt and your pain and your difficult times. And yeah, prayer and meditation is a very good way to connect with the spiritual realm. And if you're worried about connecting with dark entities, don't worry about that. If you pray and you don't know who to pray to, you can just say universal love or spirits of love, positive energy, God of love, whatever resonates with you. Divine will. So that's interesting. There you've got the communication with the divine, talking about difficult times, talking about hopes, fears, dreams, and there you go, divine will. And so when you pray about a thing, be open to divine will, be open to the divine timing, divine guidance. But that doesn't mean that you just pray about it and then don't do anything. What you do is you pray about it, you meditate on it, you make an action plan, and you take the steps that you can do. So I heard somebody recently say, pray about what you want as though the outcome depends on God or divine love or the universe. So pray about it as though the answer depends on God, but work at it, take actions as though the answer or the outcome depends on you. And so there's a spiritual component, but then there's also the physical. You need to make things happen. So for example, if you're looking for a new job, that's great, you can pray about it, but you're never going to get the new job unless you find a place that has a vacancy, unless you fill in the application, unless you put your CV in, unless you go to the interview. So it's a kind of a two-part process, but absolutely you can be praying for guidance and assistance along the way. And if you don't get the job, and this is near and dear to my heart because I've applied for a few jobs over the last 3 years, and every time I've been told no. And so I don't know if it means no, don't go for that job, because it's the same job that comes up time after time. I don't know if that means no, don't go for that job, or no, just now, apply later. So anyway, I haven't seen it come up again, but I'm going to keep applying, I think, for the next little bit. Secret temptation, being led astray. So part of this, I think, is our temptation to go, oh, I'm putting it on a vision board, or I'm putting it on an affirmation, and I'll say the affirmation 10 times a day, and it must happen. I'll manifest it. It's not going to manifest if you don't take action steps. Okay, when you have a goal and you have action steps, each step that you take along the action steps, you can celebrate and be pleased with yourself with. But you can't control the outcome. So you can control the steps of applying for the job, going for the interview, all of that, but you can't control the outcome, which is whether or not you actually get the job. Same thing with any kind of area in your life. So secret temptation, yeah, that could be the temptation to move off your life's path. It could be temptation to do things that you know are not right, shortcuts, trying to sort of cheat in a way, that kind of thing. Especially when you're asking for divine assistance, you need to play your part. So you let God do what he can do, and you do what you can do. God, the angels, universal love, whatever entity you believe in that is guiding you, spirit animals, whatever. So don't doubt yourself. Okay, what else? Birth of creation. Potential growth. Ooh, that's nice. Growth is coming for you. Growth in a very positive sense. Creative. And this could just be personal growth, or it could be building a business, becoming better at a skill. So maybe you take a painting and you become more creative and better skilled at painting. It could be any number of things. Growth in personal relationships, but that's a very, very positive card. As long as you're not led astray and you focus on doing what you can do, growth will come. Ooh, eternal union. New love is forming. Love can be actual love, like as in romantic love. Where it says new love, if you're already in a relationship, it can be the love in that relationship getting renewed. So not necessarily a new person, but taking your relationship to a different level. Even if you've been married for ages, like me, I've been married for 24 years. Our relationship is now just leveled up to a new level, and a new, yeah, we've just got such a new appreciation of each other. And now that my one son's out of the home, we're able to get a bit more romance back in it. But this can also be not necessarily romantic love. It can be friendships. It can be family. Don't worry about the image. Yeah, and it also can be love of yourself, loving yourself and accepting yourself. You need to stay grounded. So it's good to have spiritual leanings and meditation and hopes and prayers, but it's also good to be grounded and take practical physical steps. Living light energy, seeing the beauty in life. Yeah, it's the way to move forward in a positive direction, is to see the beauty in life. And I often say, people say you should be grateful for things, but for everything, grateful for every challenge, because you can learn something, and that's what you came down to earth to do. Well, when my son was in hospital on and off for 18 months, I was not grateful. And having people say that was the most unhelpful thing. So I like to think of it as, great if you've got things to be really grateful for, but I like to think of it more like appreciation. So when he was in hospital, I could say, I really appreciate the nursing staff. I appreciate that I've got a car that I can drive him into hospital, that I can, park here and see him, visit him. So appreciation, and just appreciating the little things as well, the blades of grass, the trees, the birds you see outside, all of that. Okay, so this one jumped out, unity, and that's very interesting because it's very similar to this one, union. And it says, a time of divine understanding, renewal, peace, and hope. You'll radiate and attract great love. You radiate and attract great love. So that's interesting, very interesting. Whenever the cards repeat a message, it's always a very important message. So unity, you might be unifying other people, you might be bringing people together in some kind of a way. Yeah, a time of divine understanding, renewal, and hope. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Chariot, charge ahead with confidence, stay strong and focused. So keep your eye on the prize, know where it is that you're wanting to go, and take steps to head towards it. And look, life is not a success-only journey. So if what you're striving for doesn't work out, you might need to reset and have a change your goal, change your aim. Don't give up too quickly, but sometimes something doesn't work out, and that's okay. You learn from every experience in life. Patience. Slow down, change your attitude, and clear your mind. So this is interesting. We've got patience, slow down, and we've got charge ahead. And I think what this means is, first, clear your mind, and then charge ahead, or charge ahead, and then reevaluate. So yeah, I think this is a better way of reading it. So this one came out first. So charge ahead, go ahead, take some action steps towards your goals, and then stop. Clear your mind. See how you're progressing. See if this is the path that you want to be on. See whether you need to adjust your goals. So, for example, you might... Now, this is just an example, but use whatever's happening in your life. You might be studying towards a particular qualification, and then you fail one of the subjects. That doesn't mean that you shouldn't continue the studies. You need to stop and reevaluate. Look at your study plan. Did you pay enough attention? Did you go to all the lectures? Was there something further that you could have done to give yourself a better chance? If you're going to continue with your studies, you can't keep doing it the same way and expect a different result. So maybe create a new action plan so that you can get a better result. And once you adjust your action plan, then you charge ahead again, putting all that energy and effort into it. So studies was just one example, but it could be really with anything. And then let's see your final card. Please like if you do and subscribe if you haven't. And please leave me a comment and let me know which pile did you choose. And was it very helpful to you? Oh, that one jumped right out. Prosperity. Very nice. And didn't I say that at the beginning? This one in the future? The frog, prosperity. Shield your energy. Look beneath the surface. Wow. Whenever the card repeats a message, it's a very strong message and you need to really pay attention. So focus on the positive and more good will come. Give thanks for blessings and they will multiply. Prosperity begins in the mind. Wow. That's beautiful. That's really beautiful. All right, my lovelies. Thank you very much for being here. And remember, you can rewatch this at any time. And if you rewatch, you can also change your pile selection at any time. Sending you love and blessings. Thank you so much for being here.